What's up? Let's talk really quick about self-abandonment and what it is and why you do it and why you say yes to everything and why you end up procrastinating and people-pleasing and all of this other bullshit. So back in my probably teenage years, early 20s, right, I was definitely a people pleaser. We all were. Some of us still are. And naturally, if you don't work on this, if you don't work against this, if you don't understand what it is, what it actually stems from, then you're going to have trouble for the rest of your life. So self-abandonment is really you just consistently choosing other people over all of the things that you need to do and want to do in your life. You would probably naturally gravitate towards if you weren't saying yes to everything and everyone else. This conversation stemmed from an early morning call where my client, she is a badass, right? She's going to be dominating the industries of real estate and she's going to be crushing it very soon, and she has a lot on her plate. And she purposely puts a lot on her plate, self-admittedly, because she wants to, right? She's a high achiever. She's getting a lot done. But like everyone, we all have trauma. We all have fears. We all have things that we are kind of still perpetually running from. And she's coming around to really understanding that there's power there and she needs to stop running away from that. But she also needs to stop saying yes to everything. So when I work with people on their business stuff, I always give them the strategy of automate, optimize, and delegate, which is always something that you should do if you're running a side project. And now that she's doing that, she's starting to have a little bit more free time. But we're trying to avoid bad habits of trying to fill up that free time with other things to do or inventing new things. And really, if you want to grow in your industry and you want to get to the next level or the next plateau, what you need to do is you need to just focus on the wave tops and task those things that you especially don't like doing out to other people. But when you consistently say yes to everything, whether it's micromanaging or social media or having all of these things to do on your daily to-do list, what you're doing is you're perpetually saying yes to other people and not really focusing on the bigger picture for yourself. Self-abandonment is the aspect and really the principle of consistently not choosing yourself. So if you think about this, when you choose yourself, you would probably choose to relax a little bit more. You would probably choose to tell yourself a positive story. You would probably do things that empower you and give you energy versus the things that take it away, like saying yes to other people and perpetually jumping through other hoops that our bosses, that our coworkers, that our friends, that our family set out for us. When you're constantly jumping through other people's hoops, you're tired, right? And those things take your energy away. Self-abandonment is the same aspect of humiliation. And when you say no, or when you say no consistently to people around you that want you to do stuff, you're afraid that you're going to be humiliated. Or you're afraid that if you say no, right, that's going to lead to some sort of shame, either from your coworkers, your friends, your family, your bosses, and that could lead to humiliation. And when we feel humiliated in our work or in our personal lives, after a breakup, after a split, right, that is the driving force for pretty much everything that you do, and that will initiate an aspect of people-pleasing. People-pleasing is really just you trying to avoid that humiliation factor by pretending to be a nice guy, or pretending to be a simp, or pretending to be endearing, because you're trying to get something from someone by being a little bit nicer. When in reality, the way that the world works is if you just stood your ground and said, hey, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't need to waste my time doing that. Or let's have somebody else automate this. Or, hey man, I think this is probably a little bit inefficient here. I don't have the most time to dedicate to that right now. That's not really our priorities. When you set your ground and you stand your boundaries and you choose yourself, right? Stand your ground, stand your boundaries, same thing. When you stand your ground, what you're doing is you're setting a proper boundary for yourself and you're choosing yourself. And even if the outcome isn't what you want, you're getting to a no faster. And now you have self-respect, which is the opposite of humiliation. I always tell my clients, you never lose, you either win or you learn. And when you set boundaries and when you say no, you choose yourself and you gain a little bit of self-respect, which is the goal. Self-respect and self-love over any aspect of people-pleasing and humiliation. Avoid this deadly cycle at all costs and your life will vastly improve. All right? Hit me up for one-on-one coaching. We also do group coaching as well. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. We got a great group of people. Hop on, come learn some stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.